Belgium 3, Senegal 2, after extra time. And every bit of tonight's drama is packed into that one scoreline. Senegal led 2-0 and were minutes from the round of 16. Belgium tore it away with the latest goal in World Cup history. The clock read 124 minutes and 44 seconds from a penalty awarded after a 7-minute VAR review. This is the story of an impossible comeback, a bitterly disputed call, and a team that lost with its head held high. Just the goals. We'll keep this part short. 25th minute. Habib Diarra. Sarr's header smacked the post, and Diarra buried the rebound. 0-1. 51st minute. Ismaila Sarr. A gorgeous chest control on a long ball, then a rising finish past Courtois, his fourth goal of the tournament, and one of its very best. 0-2. Senegal were cruising. 86th minute. Lukaku. The half-time substitute turned in Belgium's first shot on target, and the fight back was on. 1-2. 89th minute. Tielemans. 3 minutes later, the captain headed home the leveller. 2-2, into extra time. And then, the very last kick. 124 minutes, 44 seconds. Lamine Camara, already on a yellow, tangled feet with Tielemans in the box. After a 7-minute VAR review, referee Said Martinez pointed to the spot. Tielemans beat the stand-in keeper Diarra 3-2, the latest winning goal the World Cup has ever seen. Now the meaning, and this is where the night really lives. Start with the record. Tielemans' penalty came at 124 minutes and 44 seconds, right at the death of extra time. Multiple outlets logged it as the latest winning goal in World Cup history. A shootout was seconds away. Instead, the tie was settled on essentially the final kick. But the real argument was the penalty itself. Referee Said Martinez went to the pitch-side monitor, and the review dragged on for 7 minutes, the longest of the entire tournament. One broadcast pundit spoke for the doubters. "I genuinely don't believe that's a penalty." He argued that the longer VAR stared at it, the more it looked like the video official was re-refereeing the game, and that in the end, they'd stumbled on a decision that is, quote, so 50-50. His co-commentator added the obvious tell. The referee took so long at the screen when they usually seem to be a bit quicker with their decisions. In other words, Belgium survived, but the how came with a giant asterisk. And this is the heaviest beat of the night. Senegal. They couldn't protect a 2-0 lead and went out on a disputed penalty in the dying seconds. A player broke down in tears inside the box. Teammates surrounded the monitor and protested. But when the decision stood, they stayed on the pitch and let the match finish. And here's why that matters. Back in January, Senegal had walked off during the Africa Cup of Nations final against Morocco in protest at a late penalty. This time, heartbroken, seconds from elimination, they held their composure and saw it through. Across outlets, their conduct drew as much respect as the result drew debate. A 2-0 lead surrendered, yes, but an exit carried with dignity. Belgium's side of this is pure reprieve. They'd been written off as old and underwhelming all tournament. Coach Rudy Garcia had even hit back at the ugly criticism. Then came the turning point. On 56 minutes, Garcia hauled off both Kevin De Bruyne and Jeremy Doku. Doku looked unhappy, and the 35-year-old De Bruyne trudged off looking, as ESPN put it, like a man saying goodbye to the World Cup. Here's how ESPN framed it. Doku was unhappy at the change, and De Bruyne seemed bemused at what seemed to be his international farewell. But Garcia's tactical tweak sparked Belgium to life. And the gamble worked. Lukaku, on at the break, lit the fuse, and the whole team answered in the final 4 minutes and beyond. ESPN's verdict, a veteran Belgium, proving an aging squad isn't finished. For De Bruyne, Lukaku, and Courtois, a generation forever labelled by near misses, this comeback may have prized one more chance back open. The coverage ran on 2 rails. 1. Admiration for Belgium's fight, and the sheer theatre of a 124th-minute winner. 2. Unease about the officiating, whether a 50-50 call should decide a knockout tie in the final seconds. But both threads agreed on one thing. Senegal were the better side for most of 120 minutes and were desperately unlucky to leave with nothing. Now the fans. And a quick note, these are a dramatized composite of the online mood, not individual quotes. My heart nearly stopped, but that might be the golden generation's last spark. I'll take it. How do you lose a 2-0 lead like that? Still, so proud our boys stayed on and finished it. A 124th-minute winner after a 7-minute VAR check. This sport is unwell, and I love it. If that's a penalty, everything's a penalty. That was re-refereeing, plain and simple. Senegal, 2-0. Football gods, cute, De Bruyne, farewell cancelled. So where does this leave everyone? Belgium's reward, the co-hosts, the United States, in the round of 16. Monday, July the 6th, in Seattle. A home crowd roaring for the US men against a golden generation that just crawled back from the dead. And the US will be without striker Fola in Balogun, suspended after a red card. The subplots are already stacking up. Time is short for De Bruyne, Lukaku, and Courtois. A comeback like tonight's may not come twice. 3 things this night leaves behind. 1. 1:24:44, the latest goal in World Cup history. 2. A 7-minute VAR call that split the football world, and a Senegal side that kept its dignity inside it. And 3. A Belgium generation everyone had buried, clawing its own last chance back open. Senegal's journey ends here. Belgium's real test, against the hosts, starts now.